The Ford F-150 Lightning. So we have a 12-volt battery back here. Okay, so I drive the Rivian R1T. You may or may not know that from watching my channel. And the brother-in-law is demoing, he's test driving the Ford F-150 Lightning. Ford F-150 Lightning all-electric pickup truck. It comes in multiple different models. And for the purposes of this truck, this is the Pro model. It starts around 42,000. And then they have the XLT, there's the Lariat, the XLT extended range, of course. Why wouldn't you have an extended range? Lariat extended range. And then finally, you have your Platinum extended range. And that you're getting into about $92,000. And at that price point, you're looking to compete with the Rivian R1T. First look, your opinion is your opinion, my opinion is my opinion. It's a cool truck. It's nothing like fancy. It reminds me of a F-150 truck. I mean, it's pretty standard, right? So this is kind of cool. If you're the kind of guy that enjoys your pickup trucks, you don't want to stand out, I think the Lightning would be the first way to go. This is the Pro model. Again, it starts around 41,000. Come inside, we have a splash screen. Pretty cool splash screen. I don't get any cool stuff like that in my Rivian. And being that this is the kind of base model, your seats are gonna be vinyl. Handy if it's a work truck. You know what, when that gets dirty, you can easily clean it up. There's a lot of footroom there. So if you have a huge work boot or just a huge foot, it makes it nice. And one thing I like to take a look at, because I'm in plastics manufacturing, is I look at the plastic parts. So I'm looking at the plastic. That's nice, that's gonna be durable. You know it's Ford, you know it's a work truck. This is hard plastic too. So if you're on a long road trip, you probably won't be, but if you are, it might not be so cozy and comfortable. But take a look at this. You have all of these different textures. 1, 2, 3, this is 4. Probably different color, same. You got 4 or 5 different textures. Plus you got this over here. It's not a texture, but it looks like it. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in here. What do we see? All right, I'm hot. We're in Florida. I got to get this started, get the AC turned on. All right, it is dual climate control. All right, we want to turn the temperature down. We want the fan speed to go up. Let's get that going. I'm sorry if you can't hear me as well, but I'll do better talking louder. One of the things I saw was this goes down. So you push that button, pretty sweet. But if you're gonna go and drive, you're gonna have to push that button and you know, manually put it into drive or reverse or neutral, whatever you have there. Another thing I thought was really neat is this is, I don't know what it's used for, but I can actually put my phone in there. It's big enough, it's thick enough that my phone will fit right in there. Now for me, it's maybe not so convenient. I would have preferred that, say, right here, but you know, it is what it is. I really like these cup holders too. You know, it's standard, durable, really strong cup holders, but again, you're in a work truck, so that's to be expected. And also you have 2 additional cup holders right back here, maybe for the guys in the back or the people in the back. That's convenient. I saw in other videos that this had an actual area to charge your phone. I have an iPhone 11 Pro Max. It's a huge phone, so this is a very generous area to put your devices down there. You have a USB-C and a USB Type A. In fact, we did a design for a client on the light pipes, and that's a pretty nice light pipe design, and you can see there isn't really a hot spot, and that looks really familiar. Another thing I saw on other videos is you can push this button here, or this would actually fold down into a nice flat worktop or table, and this one doesn't have it. It has this really thick area, and you would think for whatever reason this would actually be a storage area, but it's just kind of a big take up space sort of thing, so I'm not quite sure about that. Now this looks like it's a valet key. That's pretty cool, but it should. All right, so yeah, exactly, it locks. Now, I don't know if on the key fob, it probably has one of these built in. This is a very generous storage area, and I see right down there USB-C and USB Type A. Again, look how big this area is. How do I show you? Like, that is a huge area, and it's pretty deep. It's all the way to my elbow. If you're gonna put, you know, anything, a purse, I don't know, what are you carrying? Nice area there. This infotainment center, I think, is like 12 inches. In other vehicles, the other editions, maybe the Lariat, I think they're going vertical. But this is really nice. It's very modern. It doesn't appear to be too crazy. So I think getting in this vehicle, it's almost like getting into a cockpit of an airplane. You have 2 items here. I love this. Check that out. That is so handy, you know, for your napkins or whatever you want to hide up there. And then of course you have your glove compartment, your glove box right down there. It's not very big, but it's available and you can open it. Something else, you have a 12 volt over here. You have your normal 110, 120 outlet that you'd find in your house. The seats, they are manual seats. So, you know, you're moving forward and backwards. Kind of a side note there. And then you're only leaning forward and leaning backwards. That's it. Another thing I do like is when you go to exit here, it's really convenient. You got this handle and then you got your latch to open the door versus a 2-step system where you're over here, unclicking it and then pushing the door open. You put your hand there, you get out. Oh, cool. You can actually put your devices there too. You have more storage down here. That is so convenient to be able to put all of these items down there. And I saw something else right down here. Additional storage. So this truck has so much storage built in. And it looks like it has trailer. I don't know if this is standard on every vehicle, but you have your trailer settings. And I think in here you can also build the trailer in. I saw on other videos where they can actually put the weight and the size of the trailer and you can name it too. That was pretty cool. Another thing I really like, I know it's very standard, guys. I mean, they've been doing it for 100 years, but you have your louvers here and being able to manually control those is really nice. Coming from the Rivian where they're all electric, I don't know how to explain it, but when it's electric and their software, there's always room for errors and mistakes to happen, and that's kind of challenging. You've recognized these. You got volume down, volume up, speaker. You got your cruise control settings. Obviously nothing new here. Looks like lane keep and lane assist. That's pretty standard. And coming in this vehicle, you know, it's really nice to have. You got your telephone, forward and backward, probably for music, and then you can probably toggle between a couple of different settings there. Standard airbag. And then looking inside here, you have different settings for your mileage. You can see how many miles you have. You know, it's really kind of unique. In Tesla and in Rivian, you can't actually see how many miles you have on the vehicle without going into the infotainment center. I'm not sure why or what they're trying to hide, but I really like it. You know, it's your standard vehicle. You can see that. It's kind of nice to see how many miles you have in your car, so you can take a look at, I don't know, you don't have oil changes. So if you have maybe tire rotations and scheduled maintenance, that's actually pretty handy to know the mileage there. You can have different, let's see, can we push this button here? Yeah, so you have different settings here. Let's see, truck info. Power distribution, you can see how it's on the tires, which tires you're getting it. Seatbelts, what's seatbelts? Oh, okay, cool. You can see who's fastened. Ha, that's pretty cool. Guys, buckle up. Told you we're not gonna go anywhere. Wait, just me? Okay. All right. Anyways, this truck, it can do 230 miles range. You can do up to 320 depending on which battery pack you get. It has a lot of storage. Let's take a look at the cameras. You can push these buttons, you can zoom in, you can zoom out, and check that out. You can see where the steering wheel is turning. And of course, if you put it in reverse, and you have it over here. That's really handy. You have it in your vehicles automatically. You already know that. Let's go ahead and put it in drive. Now, in my vehicle, you just hit the gas. You don't have to actually do too much there, but I notice when you push the accelerator, you don't stop. You just keep rolling. And of course, in a normal vehicle, in a normal gas car, that's pretty standard. You push the gas pedal and you go, and then you stop when you push the brake. But in an electric vehicle, like in a Tesla, you have basically this regenerative braking. So basically it'll push the brakes for you. So when you push the gas and you let off, it automatically brakes. And the Rivian, it has that same feature too. So I'm sure that there's a setting in the Lightning here where you can automatically do regenerative braking or have it to brake for you automatically. But it's kind of unusual in this vehicle. But I guess if you're switching over from a gas vehicle to a Ford Lightning, then you can assimilate a little bit easier. So that's quite interesting to me. If you're thinking about towing, you can definitely tow with this vehicle. And you can tow up to 7,700 pounds. And in the premium models, you can tow up to around 10,000 pounds. You have drive modes here. We're not going to get into all the different drive modes, but you have various drive modes. Towing, you might be interested. You know, electric vehicles, if you're towing, you know, I don't know. They tow, but they're not really the best for towing. You have payload in this vehicle, it's around 2,000 pounds, and in the extended range vehicle, they have around 1,800 pounds. These are the keys, very standard Ford keys. And you have a couple of ways of opening the frunk. If we double click it here, frunk will automatically open for us. Maybe? Oh, you know what? It's not opening because I'm in drive. Okay, so, oh, here's something I found out earlier. Okay, we're in drive. Let's say, oh, I forgot to check that out. So you open the door, it knows you're in drive. It says, hey, buddy, put in park. It puts in park. And now, let's go to the front. Double click. There we go. And you can charge on this vehicle from 15 to 80% in about 44 minutes. I think I did something like that in my Rivian. It took me about 35 minutes. I was surprised. So I've been in here a little bit earlier. I was so surprised when I went to lift this up, how heavy this is. I don't know what this material was, but this material is super heavy. Like, guys, I don't know how to tell you. That's solid. Okay, so a couple things we see in here. I think my favorite thing in here are the hooks. So it has 4 of these hooks. You can hang, you know, kind of bags in here. Maybe you have your groceries, whatever, but that's convenient. Secondarily, I love the fact that you can actually access this without having to reach over. You can, you know, set your butt here and slide in if you need to. That's really convenient. And since we have this open, let's talk about this. This is your charging cable. So if you wonder how that charges, you don't have to have some sort of fancy sort of configuration. Just have a 240 volt outlet installed in your house. Here it looks like there's actually a drain for water. So I think this is around 400 liters, and that's what it said down here. Right there, 400 liters, 400 pounds. I don't think this is 400 pounds, obviously. But I think it could probably hold around 400 pounds up here in the frunk area. And the name frunk, I didn't invent it. It has these straps, or excuse me, has these tie downs. That's pretty convenient. You can tie stuff down. It comes with a net here. In this base model truck, you get the net, you get the charger, and this cable. It wasn't so intuitive to me when I bought the Rivian, but it comes with this. And so I wasn't sure if it would come with that or not, but this definitely does. Pick up this super heavy thing. It's not super heavy, but I was surprised. And you have access to the 12 volt battery. Oh. So I saw in another video, a dude broke his. Ooh, those are actually, I'm surprised by how much that flexes. So if he broke his, I'm sure that that's going to be a problem in the future. Plastics. So let's see. Speaking of plastics, what do we know about this? It's made out of polypropylene. Normally there's a mark in here saying January, February, December, and what year, but they didn't actually mark this. So I'm a little surprised there, but it's marked with Ford. Interesting. So we have a 12 volt battery back here. And another thing I saw right over here was you have grounds. So probably somewhere over here, it tells you, not sure where, but you can connect to a ground. Maybe, yeah, actually it has plus and minus. So you can do plus and minus right there for jumping another vehicle. Let's hope you don't have to jump this. Up here you have 4, not 1, not 2, but 4 110 to 120 volt outlets, which are the same standard outlets that you have in your house, as well as a USB-C and the Type A USB. Probably push that button. There you go, and you know that it's on. Push that button and you turn it off. Inside my Rivian, you have to go inside, click some buttons on the infotainment center before it'll actually give you access. AC 110, 120, you get 20 amp maximum, and then we have 2.4 kilowatts maximum. If you're stuck in here, this is glow in the dark, you push that button and it'll allow you to get out. And push this button, we have lights above, on and off, pretty convenient. And oh, take a look at this. So this is plastic, we know that, and this kind of gray, hazy color, they have glass fibers in there. So it's probably a lot of glass fibers to really give a lot of reinforcement behind here. You got the Ford logo and you have a button. You push that button and I have a feeling it's gonna automatically come down. On cue. And of course, being an electric vehicle, the vehicle is actually really quiet. It's really, you know, you're not gonna hear a whole lot. And what you're normally gonna hear is this area down here, which is the air air intake, and I think it's the air conditioning. We have more of these for towing. And it wasn't so intuitive. I was pushing this a little bit earlier and I wasn't sure how to open it. You literally have to push quite hard. And well, presto, there it is. There is your charger. And if you happen to be out on the road, ooh, that's funny. If you happen to be out on the road and you need the fast charger, there you go. That's for the fast charger. Manually, we'll push that back. Again, this is the base model of the truck. There is no dampener here, so I was a little surprised. That's kind of heavy. I love this feature. You push the button, pull this out. It's manual, and you can step up here. And by the way, this is pretty much waist height. You can see that, so it's pretty tall. You've seen this in the other vehicles. Manual comes out, and yes, you can get yourself up there. We have a couple of different charging areas. This is a 240 volt. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 110 volts here, and I love the on and off button here. That's really nice. It kind of helps you out. And I'm not sure if these are lights or buttons or fuses. I'm not sure what those are, so we'll have to kind of take a look at those and come back at you with what those are. The back of the bed is, I think it's a 6-foot bed. Maybe it's a 5.5 foot bed, but it appears to be a 6-foot bed. And then you have tie downs here and up right in the middle there. So that's kind of unusual. Normally they're at the top or normally at the bottom, but there it's right in the middle. Another thing I saw and I really like about this is right here, you have these tie downs as well. And they're called tie downs, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you have these tie downs here. And if you have a 4x8 sheet of material or plywood or something, you can put your strap here, strap it over top of your material, and then come on the other side and strap it down. I guess with these shorter beds, that's really handy to have, really nice. And you have a kind of a tape measure here. You got metric and you have imperial. That's kind of interesting. I'm not sure why you would need that. You have this on both sides. So you have a clamp on this side, spring loaded, and you have a clamp on this side. If you have clamps, you can clamp down your workpiece, hang it over the edge, and then cut it off. So that's pretty cool, really interesting. You have some sort of threaded metal inserts in the back of the vehicle. So that's probably for various attachments to go in here. I see a camera at the very top there. There is no window to get inside. It doesn't open and close. It's just a static window there. No big deal. And then again, this doesn't have a dampener, but it's not too heavy to lift up. And on the back, you see your camera, and I believe that's an LED, and that's a pretty bright LED. Coming back here, we have the tow package, which is obviously pretty nice to have. And then you have the options here. I know a lot of vehicles also have that as well. And then if you want access to your spare tire, well, it's locked. Speaking of spare tires, as we jump under here, look at that, full-size spare. That's pretty handy. And by the way, it's aluminum. This is what it looks like underneath the truck. Ooh, what did I get there? Glue? What are you? Gum? And you don't have a huge clearance compared to the Rivian, but that's pretty cool. You still have a nice clearance driving an all-electric truck. You can actually see the battery pack right below the vehicle. That's it right there, and it's very pronounced. So if you're up close to it, you can bend over. You see that whole area right there is that battery pack. Let me know what you think. I really appreciate you watching this video. And if you've made it this far, like it, subscribe it, and even share it with a friend. Thank you and have a good day.